Hey folks, all right, we're gonna dive back in. We've got a little space on our plate right now for us to get into back into exploring the Monsters Compendium Volume 4, released on D&D Beyond for the Eldraine creatures. This is the Wilds of Eldraine setting in Magic the Gathering that they decided to create some monsters from. And since I've created the Color Mana Spell Point variant rules that's on the DMsGuild, I'm very interested in anything that Wizards produces for D&D from Magic the Gathering. So we've been digging through the monsters that are in this Monsters Compendium, converting them from D&D coding and the cards that exist in MTG into the color mana system that we're using, because we're going to be revising the color mana system when the new player options are presented in 2024. We want our color options to remain updated and valid with whatever new tech is going on in 5e. So I think we've been finding some fun little treasures in these Eldraine creatures involving like ability checks, saving throws, damage types that for the most part we've been batting like in the upper like 4 out of 5. We've been hitting pretty much on point intuitively with the system we already have, but they're creating some interesting little caveats. And then it's an issue of, are they really expanding color expression in D&D, or is this just an instance of a creature getting access to something that's normally not available to them for flavor? So that's the process that we're going through. Give me a hot second here to check I should have checked my signal already before I went on that rant, but we're going to do that now. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Already before I went on that rant. Yeah, there we are. Cool. Okay, great. So I'm going to take a moment here to boost my signal across the internet real quick, just so folks know that I'm out here doing stuff today. And then we'll get into this. I think there's about 26 monsters in total that are throughout the Monsters Compendium 4. But we're just going to, we've gotten through 16 of them. We have 10 left. I'm hoping over the next few sessions we can get through the last 10 of them. I'm not sure how. We can typically get through 2 or 3 of these in an hour, if not better. So if we can get through them all, let's see. We have Monday and Tuesday lunch times. I'll do this. And then on Friday we're going to do a recap of my Wednesday home game using the Spelljammer Eberron campaign setting that we built for mining the crystals of Sybaris and asteroids in orbit around Eberron as a Spelljammer campaign using Eberron as the frame. So that's what we do on Fridays right now. And once we get these, so Mondays and Tuesdays we'll be working on Eldraine. And once we get these off of our plate on lunch times, we will then be spending lunchtime back in the Ravnica Rubble Belt West March campaign that we're building for playtesting the martial power system that we developed. And I think after we get done with that, we're going to be dedicating either our Monday or Thursday night stream or our Saturday morning workbench. We'll be taking offline to specifically playtest the martial power system in the MTG Ravnica Rubble Belt using land types as color mana to change the effect of the land that characters are traversing and the type of creatures and challenges that they're facing during that playtest, which is, I'm really liking how systemized it is. Color mana makes it very easy to systemize hex crawl type environments in general. It's really fun, but we'll get back to that probably in about 2 weeks from now. But for now, we're going to continue digging into Eldraine. So let me get this off of my home screen here. Bloop. Drop that back. Hey, if you're interested in this stuff, if you're on the X Twitter platform. Hey, if you're on the X Twitter platform, I'm at Phil Kearney. You can catch me there. You know, best way to support the channel is to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of when I'm live in the future. Down here in the description, we have the article. This is the Word doc, the Google Doc that we've been using as our Eldraine workbench to suss through and make observations about the different creatures that are on D&D Beyond here. Today we're going to work on the Ogre Chitter Lord that we can see here, and that's based off of a Magic the Gathering card that we can find in Scryfall, which is the Ogre Chitterlord. That's assumedly the character that they're theming this off of. So we're going to go with that idea, even though they're using different art. I think this is like an Ogre Witch. I'm not sure what artwork this is, but the Chitterlord. Well, this is obviously the Chitterlord because it has Ogre Chitterlord. So we're going to use that as our reference point. Here's all the previous ones that we've built, and this is about, where are we at on this document? We're down on page. I have a start here button. Nope, that's the end of the document. That's how close we are to the end. Start here, 10 to go, is down here on page 11. So Ogre Chitterlord is where we're going to pick up our business from here. And so let's just take a, so we have, this is where we're just doing breakdown look-sees. And then here at the front of the document, we're doing a breakdown. The power is the amount of damage that a card can do. And the toughness is the amount of damage a card can take. You can see here this Ogre Chitterlord is a 6/5 creature, so it deals 6, it takes 5, and it has various booster effects that we'll take a look at. I'm going to point out right now that the hit points and the average damage dealt per round and the amount of damage that can be taken by these creatures is in no way reflective of what kind of it doesn't scale a CR like at all. So if you're trying to convert a card's power and toughness into the CR, I have yet to see how this scale can match up the CR assumed damage and hit point values of creatures using the CR system scaling. Maybe when the Monster Manual and Dungeon Master's Guide 2024-2025 are released, that we'll see if there's a potential conversion that can occur there, but for the time being, there isn't. So I'm just marking that. I'm just going back up here and just marking this stuff for reference. Like we'll have the Chitterlord here. What is this? CR. CR3. So I'm going to pull this here. Which one's more likely for me to use? This one here. This is most likely what I'm actually going to need to use. So let's go with CR3 Ogre Chitterlord. It's a 6/5 creature, so we're documenting here 6/6 for the attack and X5 X blank, and this will be blank X. So we know the amount of damage. Let's just go through it. So Ogre Chitterlord, when ogres first moved into the wilds of Eldraine, they encountered all manner of unfamiliar creatures, spellcasting witches, tricksy fairies, and talking beasts. Over generations, these ogres adapted to their new environs, passing down a spellcasting tradition of their own to help their kin wreak havoc in the wilds and beyond. An Ogre Chitterlord exercises control over the rats that infest Doonbarrow and countless other regions in the wilds of Eldraine. When ogres venture from the wilds to raid nearby settlements, an Ogre Chitterlord often leads the way, calling rats from the alleys and sewers that harry folks from within the city while the ogre lays siege on the outer walls. Should their rodent allies fail them, Chitterlords can also turn the tide of any battle with these prodigious strength and druidic magic. So, Ogre Chitterlords, giant, druid, any alignments. Hit points averaging 52. So, there is our toughness, X52. And let's find an average damage that this dude is doing. Let's see. We're seeing here multi-attack. The ogre makes 2 club attacks, 2 rat tail whip attacks, or 1 of each. So rat tail whip is 15. 13. Club is average of 15. So let's just call that an average of 14 times 2 is 28. So it would look like the damage that we have here for 6/6, the 6 power on this instance of a CR3 creature is going to be 28 damage per round, without taking into account hit and miss ratios. I know that Trinity Monk channel allies are like there's like a 0.65% chance that you hit, so the average damage is actually 0.65 of the actual listed amount. So 28 damage would actually be more like 20 points of damage, maybe 19 points of damage, with that taken into account. But I'm only just ballparking this stuff. I don't care about ultra specifics. Let's see, D&D to the MTG flavor. It's been a while since I visited this. Let's see, courage. Let's see, card conversions at will. Color mana revision summary. The Knights has courage, Embeth equals red, knowledge. And what else were we doing here? D&D, fly equals blue, telepathy. Okay, that's what we're doing. We are converting D&D to MTG flavor. So we're taking the things that are on the stat block here, and we're looking to see how do they line up with the color system and just general MTG vibes that already exist. And then from that information, we're then going to go to the card, and we're going to look at what the ogre is capable of doing, and we're going to convert that into 5e mechanics. So we're taking the 5e mechanics, and we're seeing how what exists leans into the color mana system, and then we're going to take what's on the card through the color mana system to create different powers and effects. So, cheers. Let's have at it. We'll go here. This is the place to be. Let's see. Saving throws. Okay, fine. An ogre's an ogre, of course. Speak with rats. That is going to be green flavor. Where are we at? Here we are. Green equals green. We're going to actually, for additional reference, let's jump down here to the color mana spell point system that we built. And here's all the different books that we've made so far relevant to the spell point system that we made for color magic. And let's actually go here to the revised. This is literally, this revised 5 color mana spell list has 100 sales. It is literally one sale of 50 cents or more to reaching a silver status. So it's a copper bestseller right now. 101 sales is silver. 251 is electrum, and 501 is gold. So this little pay what you want has been able to crawl its way up to becoming a silver bestseller already. And God bless you folks for everyone that's taken an interest in the color mana system in general. I really appreciate that. So this is the color mana system that we've developed. This is just a basic template of how it works. White, blue, black, red, green. Each color has a certain number of different type of aspects of magic that describe the general vibe or functionality of that color inside of a magic D&D system, like divinity, healing, light, protection, restraint for white. Blue being air, illusion, mind, suppression, water. Black being control, entropy, fear, soul, darkness. Red being aggression, earth, emotions, energy, impulse. And green being animals, healing, plants, nature, and spirits. So the ability to talk to rats is going to be like speak with animal, right? Here's the damage types that we have. White, blue, black, red, green. And then your 10 damage types that are outside. You got bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, which aren't devoted. They're no color. Anyone can use those. You know, it's just you hit somebody with a sword. There you go, slashing damage or piercing damage, whatever. But the 10 types of damage that exist in the game have conveniently broken down into the different color systems, and there's 4 energy types or damage types per color. So like if we're looking at green, acid, cold, poison, and thunder damage is most often going to be a green representation. Red, maybe obviously fire, lightning, and thunder, but also force. Blue having it's black, B for black. Acid, necrotic damage, poison damage, psychic damage makes sense. Blue energy being cold, force, psychic, and thunder damage, and then white being cold, force, psychic, and radiant damage. So that's how. So when we have a spell, when the colors are assigned to a spell, the colors that the spell is devoted to are going to be a reflection of what type of damage does it deal with, and what is the general aspect of magic that this spell is representing. So if we go down to, let's say, speak with animals. There you go. That's a green vibe, right? Speak with animals, because it's nature, spirit, animals. That's what green's all about. Animals, nature, spirits. Them being able to speak with animals just makes perfect sense. That's how that would vibe. So there you go. That's the basic physics that go on inside of this. But I'm going to leave this up for us to keep referencing as we go along. Let's see. Has the ability to speak with plants, multi-attack, slaps with a club or rat tail whip. Rat tail whip is basically thorn whip, by the way. Spellcasting. The ogre casts one of the following spells, requiring no material components and using wisdom as the spellcasting feature. So, beast sense. Let's go with that. Spells. Druidcraft. Entangle. Animal messenger. Rats. Stinking cloud. Brah! Otherwise, there's not much. And then call rats. The ogre magically calls 1d4 giant rats. Each rat appears in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of the ogre that the ogre can see. The rats act as the ogre's allies, obey its spoken command, and take their turns immediately after the ogre's turn in the same initiative count. The rats remain for 1 hour until the ogre dies, or until the ogre dismisses them as a bonus action. And cool, I've got a timer going, so call rats. That's call rats is basically like a summon nature's ally, which is going to be a animal messenger. That's going to be a green. Druidcraft is green. We're going to see a lot of green coming on here, folks. For such a red card, we got a lot of green. Druidcraft, Beast Sense. Let's see, where was it? Beep, 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 beep. Why was I chasing this is? Beast Sense, 2nd level, thank you. Beast Sense, green. Entangle, I think that's a 1st level spell, right? He is for Entangle as a very green spell. Animal Messenger. 2nd level. Also green. Stinking Cloud, I think, is blue and green. It might be black and green. It might be blue, black, and green. Where you at, buddy? Scorching Ray, Stinking Cloud. Black and green. There you go. And then call rats is basically summon nature's allies. So let's go take a look at you. Is it conjure animal? There you go. Green. Also green. That is just pure green down the line, and it is a womp womp. It's red. It's a red card, but absolutely everything about it is green energy. So that's fine. That's fine. We can mismatch that. I don't care. Let's see. Oh, now we have the card conversion stuff. Let's see how that susses out. Menace. And when an ogre enters the battlefield or attacks, create 2 1/1 black rat tokens with this creature can't block. Then you can, if you control 5 or more rats, each rat you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Let's see, what is that? ETB, enter the battlefield, create rats, 5 plus rats equals +2. Then, if you control 5 or more rats, each rat you control gets +2/+0. Whenever Ogre Lord enters the battlefield, create 2 creature tokens, and then you get +2/+0 till end. There you go. This would be the conjure animals. This would be rat allies gain advantage. Ooh, rat allies have pack tactics. Getting +1, getting an advantage when more than one attacks together. And then menace. Do we have menace in the document anywhere? Polymorph creature effect. Polymorph creature effect above. Adventure sorcery, menace equals polymorph creature effect above. That doesn't sound like a true statement. Let's MTG menace is an evergreen keyword ability. Creatures with menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Menace was introduced in Magic Origins. So it has to be attacked by 2 or more creatures. Timely timer. Got another 40 minutes to kick. Polymorph creature effect above. What the fuck was I trying to say there? Find witch as a druid. Okay, that's fair. Polymorph ability. No, that doesn't make any sense. So, let's see. Card conversion. Menace equals... oh, that's a good way of doing it. When... this creature gains advantage on all attacks. If this creature chooses to attack only one creature during its turn, it has advantage. There we go. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's go find that again. When this creature chooses to attack only one creature during turn, it has advantage. That makes a lot of sense. Is it the best way to express that? Miss is kind of a fear effect, but that doesn't feel appropriate. I like that. I think I'm good with that as is. Menace is at will. Create rats. Menace is a by the menacing creatures decision to focus on one target only, not how many creatures choose to attack it. That makes sense. And I think that's all there is to this one. Let's see if there's anything else laying around. Nope. Neat. So we'll move on to the next one. Red-Tooth Werefox. Hell yeah, guys. Kick that out of the way. Back here into the Werefox Bodyguard. D&D to MTG flavor. Let's go. So Red-Tooth Werefox. By day, the elves of Red-Tooth Keep are agile and adept rangers, expertly patrolling the lands around one of the last elven citadels in Eldraine. But at night, terrifying howls echo from the keep's halls as its inhabitants transform into ruthless werefoxes. Such cool art. I love that character. Unlike other forms of lycanthropy, the werefox curse isn't contagious and is limited to the elves of Red-Tooth Keep. Legend says that long ago, the garrison at Red-Tooth Keep turned away a group of travelers seeking shelter. Before departing, one of the travelers was revealed to be a powerful witch and cursed the elves, declaring that their bodies would forever transform to match their hearts' selfish and bestial nature. CR3. And the card says 2/2. And what's this one called? Red-Tooth Werefox. Let's see how much damage the guy does. Werefox makes 2 bites, 2 lance, or 1 bite, 1 lance. So bite is fox or hybrid form only. Reach, hit 8. Successful saving throw, prone condition, 8 or 9. Does 8 or 9 damage, or 10. 8, 9, 10. Entangling arrow, elf or hybrid form only. Ranged weapon attack. Multi-attack is for bite and lance. It's going to be 8, 9, 17. There you go. 17 damage. And it's also it's a 2/2 creature, so its hit points are going to be reflected as a 260. So it doesn't line up like at all. See, look how variable these damages are for the CR that's listed as. They were not concerned about making any kind of mechanical declaration about hit points versus toughness and power at all. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. DD to MTG flavor. Let's see how this rolls. And then, again, we'll go through and we'll convert the card to see what the card is doing that we can make up cool mechanics for D&D. So, let's see. Where are we at? Language, common, acrobats, passive, blah. Attacks, bite, trip, nothing special going on there. Lance, nothing special going on there. Entangling Arrow, ranged weapon attack, piercing damage, and the target must succeed a DC 11 dexterity saving throw or have the restrained condition until the start of the werewolf's next turn. So that's going to be Entangling Arrow. And what else you got? What you got? Change shape. The werewolf polymorphs into a fox-elf hybrid into a fox or back into its elf form. Its game statistics, other than its speed, are the same in each form. Any equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transferred. It reverts to its elf form if it dies. And then Vulpine, so change shape. And Vulpine Nimbleness. That is Fox hybrid form. Only the werefox takes the dash or disengage action. There's no real color identity that goes along with dash or disengage action. It's cool. It's just not specifically relevant. So let's look at change shape. That's going to be a polymorph effect. Polymorph being 4. I think that's, what, red and green? Blue and red. Interesting. Blue-red. Hey, Tyler, how you doing, my guy? And Entanglement. So Entangling Shot, I think, is a first rank spell. E is for entangle, entangling, real good. E is entangle, entangle, green. There you go. And this is a white. This is a white-based creature using green and blue or red magic. That's fine. Hey, what's up? So I need to find out why my bell notifications don't. I don't know. I don't get updates that you're streaming until after you post it on VOD. Maybe that's my fault. I don't put out like I'll be streaming at 2 o'clock. I could, but I'm inconsistent too. So I don't want to have like a thing that says I'll be there at 1 and then it tries to stream and then I'm not present. I don't know how to coordinate stuff through the OBS system, but I don't know. So it's probably a me problem, not you problem. No, it's not on your. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm happy I'm not screwing something up. Although I will always hold out that I am very possibly screwing something up. So this guy is like all over the place with colors. I don't know where the Entangling Arrow comes from. Maybe there's something inside the card that explains why there would be. Let's open the image in a new tab. There. I love that art. This guy is so dope. Fox Elf Fox Knight. Flash. So Flash is... Oh, that's where the nimbleness is coming from. That's what they're calling the nimbleness. Got it. So card conversion is Flash. Is bonus action is dash and disengage. Is that right? Take the dash and disengage action. Flash can take the dash and disengage action. Can take dash. Is that the wording? The werefox takes the dash and disengage. Bonus actions. Change shape. There you go. As a bonus action, actions change shape. That makes sense. Flash does seem to pop up a lot. Where else are you at? Bargained Flash. Instead of advantage on initiative, roll initiative with a disadvantage. Choose one target you can see is stunned. Flash, advantage on initiative, can't be surprised. Fairy's invisible to all targets that have a lower initiative. There's lots of different instances of flash effects, aren't there? Fairy's invisible to all targets. Bonus action to take dash and disengage action. Huh. Okay, we'll have to end up sussing that stuff out. Huh, interesting. I guess I'm just not as important as Critical Role. As a bonus action to take the dash and disengage action. I like that a lot. I also like the idea of gaining advantage on initiative. Maybe we'll have to suss that out. So we have a couple different options there. I think that's actually pretty cool. Let's see. What else we got going on? What you got? When the bodyguard enters the battlefield, exile up to one other target non-fox creature until Werefox bodyguard leaves the battlefield. Interesting. Exile. When Werefox bodyguard enters the battlefield, exile up to one other target non-fox creature. It's as though the Werefox is replacing. Exile means you remove it. You remove a card from the game. Like if it's on the if it's in play on the board, you take the card off of the board. It's no longer something that exists. It hasn't been lost. It's not discarded. You don't lose it. It's just simply unavailable. So when enters the battlefield until it leaves the battlefield. So the Werefox is basically replacing the card. That would be the transformation mechanic. ETB. ETB means enter the battlefield, or like when you play this card. ETB equals remove non-fox creature. Is it just creature? Yeah. Until Red Tooth leaves the battle. See, change shape. This would be the change shape above. What else you got? What you got? There's a lot of ETB effects. You spend mana. Okay, so you're going to spend mana, sacrifice the bodyguard, and the summoner gains 2 hit points. Your character normally has 20. You have 20 hit points when you start a game of Magic the Gathering. If you spend mana and kill off this fox, as in remove it from the board, it's no longer something. It's no longer an asset in your game, but instead, by sacrificing it, you get 2 life. Sacrifice where body 2 mana. 1 plus W equals plus sacrifice equals gain 2 HP. I think this is going to be an interception ability. Oh, let's go. Damn it, I didn't think about that. Hold on, let me go. This is a CR3. I need to dig up the Martial Powers stuff. I don't have it on screen. I didn't think about that. Let me go find Martial Powers on my Patreon here real quick, and then we can scroll down. And let's see, Spelljamming side by side, Martial Powers launch stream. Voting, that's no longer valid. Voting, Spelljammer. Hold on. I just want to scroll down to colors of flavor. Love that. In command, blah, blah, blah. 5 color, blah, blah, blah. Traversing a city without a map. That was fun to build. The color comparison of Eldraine Monsters Compendium. 4 tiers of play. Here we go. Playtest martial powers content. So, martial powers. Pop that open. First things last. This is a CR3 creature. CR2 creature. So, let's see how he vibes on the creature list. Playtest design, archetypes, turn, Simic, monk, druid. These are our sample characters that we built. We'll be getting back to building the Martial Powers playtest campaign once we finish Eldraine. We only have after this Werefox, we only have 8 more creatures to update. So pre-gen sample characters kit. There we go. Creatures CR up to CR 2 to 5. They're considered second rank, and they know 3 powers. So equals second rank powers. 1d6. So the effects that you'll know. These card mana effects are pretty useful, and this would be a potentially at will. Let's see how it rolls. It's a reaction. I know that we're looking at, and it's a defensive reaction. It's an ally. It's a companion task, basically. So if we're looking at reactions, it's designed to protect our companions against taking harm. And it gives us hit points, which means it's going to be basically preventing damage to allies. So let's see, but we have a literal. So let's see, deflection as a reaction to when you or an ally within reach of your melee attack are hit by an attack roll from a source you can see. The attack is re-rolled, taking the new result. This result cannot score a critical hit. This reaction is considered an opportunity attack. So deflection's a really good one. But there's also, let's see, parry, punish, countering attack, curse, and power, moving, one's unlock, red hair, fickle fate. Where's all my defense shit? Parry, no. Feint, interpose. As a reaction to when an adjacent ally takes damage from a source you can see, you can take any portion of the damage and gain resistance to it. This is considered an opportunity attack. By removing the creature from the battlefield, they're basically sacrificing their life to give you hit points. I think interpose and deflection are really good examples. Interpose as a reaction to when an ally takes damage from a source you can see, you can take any portion of the damage and gain resistance to it. This is considered an opportunity attack. Let's give him at will. It's once per round. Reaction equals interpose. Take damage and take and resist. Then resist damage instead of adjacent ally. Reaction equals deflection. When adjacent ally is hit by an attack, force reroll, no crits. That's really useful. The interpose, that itself is worth the point. Like having interpose with an ally, just to be able to, deflection, as a reaction to when you or an ally. That's the important bit. Reaction, deflection, when you or ally, when you or adjacent ally. This is a reaction, right? And it's treated as an opportunity attack. So if you kit your character to have multiple opportunity attacks, you can potentially use deflection multiple times during one round of combat. But you'd have to be basically you're sacrificing your attacks to give yourself more opportunity attacks. So like an 11th level fighter with 3 attacks could go full defense and get 3 reactions that are all opportunity. That 3 of them are opportunity attacks, and then you have your normal reaction. You can only use 1 reaction during anyone's particular turn during a round, but if you kit into having multiple opportunity attacks, then a lot of these reactions build off of that. Again, you could, anytime you're hit with something, you can force somebody to do a reroll, and you nullify any crit. That's a crit killer. So that alone is a really great way for you to be able to neutralize high spike damage against dangerous targets. And then, of course, the interpose is basically ally meshing, where you're able to use a warding bond effect, where you'll take any amount of damage that's taken and you'll gain resistance to it, cutting that damage in half. So if you are a barbarian taking interpose and you're basically babysitting the war cleric, then the war cleric can cast warding bond on the barbarian, and the barbarian can use interpose with the cleric. So when the cleric gets hit with an attack, the barbarian can take, like, say he gets hit for 25 points of damage, rounding down, the barbarian can take 12 of that, then gains resistance to it. Even if it wasn't raging, it would then drop down to 12. If it was an acid attack, you'd still be able to take that damage and then have the amount that you took for yourself. Kind of like how warding bond allows you to take damage and then have that as well. It's very much worth the single point that it costs to use it, especially as your character gains higher levels and has stacks of advantage to throw around. This is a very heavy tank maneuver. Highly recommended having access to that if you get into this. So yeah, we'll leave those as once per round because there's reactions, and so you can only use either one of them once per round. So we'll go with, let's go with. There we go. And it makes sense because normally you only have 1 reaction per round, and these are NPCs, so they don't have nearly the same action economy that characters would have. So this would be a once per round effect, and they don't have a per encounter effect. I like that. That's a cool character. I love that. I love these kits that we have. Allow me to pat myself on the back here real quick by building these things out into combat kits that monsters have access to. You can take a goblin and make billions of different types, not billions, but thousands of different types of goblins by giving them access to different sustained abilities, reactions, maneuvers, strikes, and exploits. And if it's only a CR1 goblin, then you could build like goblin soldiers that have like those interpose effects or deflection effects that they're guarding each other while they're in a squad. Or higher level, like a goblin shaman, can have access to different sustained powers or exploits to manipulate its dice pool. Fun stuff. Very, very fun stuff. But that finishes the Werefox. So, cool. Let's go to the Sewer King. Get you off the screen. Lord Skitter, Sewer King. 3/3 creature, 3 mana. Three, 3. First thing we do is check its hit points and its damage capacity. Let's see. And then we'll go into the lore. Hit points are 52. That's really easy to resolve, as always. 52. And what kind of damage does he put out? CR2, proc bonus, best speech, rancid bite. Oh, he only has 1 bite. He only has 1. Damage is 8 plus 7, 15. There you go. So 15 damage. There. That resolves that. We'll come back and check out the card effects in a minute. So let's see what we got. Immunities? None. Has telepathy. That's interesting. That's generally a blue effect. Beast speech. The Sewer King can comprehend and verbally communicate with any beast. That's a very green ability. Rancid, bite, poison. That's a black-green damage type. Summon Swarm. The Sewer King chitters and summons a swarm of rats to its aid. The swarm appears in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of the Sewer King that the Sewer King can see. It acts as the Sewer King's ally, obeys the Sewer King's commands, and takes its turn immediately after the Sewer King's. The swarm remains until it dies, the Sewer King dies, or until the Sewer King dismisses it as an action. Summon Swarm. So, summon Swarm. I want to say that's green and black. It might just be straight green, though. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Summon Swarm, second rank. Spell. Oh, blue and black. I love it. No, that's suggestion. Summon Swarm's a third. Isn't Summon Swarm a spell? Am I crazy? Or is Summon Swarm a spell? I feel like I'm going mad. Okay. Okay, don't show me again. Third level Conjuration, right? Do I not have Summon Swarm listed? Did I miss Summon Swarm? That alone is a reason to update this shit. Oh my god, Summon Swarm is not present. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, things happen. Give me a second here. Boop. Boop. Let's look at our master spell list. I mean, that alone is... I'm sad that no one else caught it. Second level, third level. Am I mad? Is it not an actual... Maybe... Oh, that was Wiki. That was D&D Wiki. Maybe it doesn't actually exist. Let's go to D&D Beyond. I'm not going to feel bad if it doesn't actually exist. I'm so used to it being a spell. Oh, it's not actually a spell anymore. I no longer feel horrible as a person. Ha! I've played every edition of this damn game, and I sometimes forget what spells do and don't exist. So there's that. I no longer feel horrible. It doesn't actually exist in 5e. Ugh, I'm having a I'm having prior edition hangover. Summon Swarm equals... so, how exactly does this work since it's not actually a spell? Summon Swarm once per day. The Sewer King shores. The swarm appears in an unoccupied space. A swarm of rats. Oh, a swarm of rats is a stat block. Got it. Derp. Okay, cool. So the swarm equals... Well, it's animals, so it'd be a green effect. So yeah, that resolves that. And then bonus action Skitter. The Sewer King moves up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks. Skitter. Skitter. Movements. Defense. Black. I love that art. Super cool. Huh. That doesn't actually have a color identity unto itself. Let's just write down. Yeah, let's just write down what it is. Colorless identity there. Cool. So now let's go down into the actual card conversions, and this will probably be the last one we get to do today. Where are we at on our time? Yeah, we're just about at an hour. So we're going to finish up this card, and then that's going to be it for today. That'll leave us 7 left. We'll be able to knock out another 3 or 4 on Tuesday, and then wrap around on Monday. We'll be able to finish up this whole set. And then on Tuesday next week, we'll be doing more Ravnica Rebel Belt West March campaign development. So whenever another rat enters the battlefield under your control, exile up to one target card from an opponent's graveyard. Whenever a rat enters the battlefield, exile opponent XR card from opponent graveyard. There's a discard pile, which is called the graveyard, but if you remove the card from the game completely, then it's called exile, like we were talking about with the Werefox before. What's different with the Werefox is that the card is out of the game only until the Werefox leaves. And once the Werefox leaves, that card comes back into the game. But when you discard something into your graveyard, if it's then exiled from the graveyard, there's a lot of spells like Raise Dead and all sorts of like necrotic-based spells, like themed spells that can take cards from the graveyard and put them back onto the board or into your hand to be played again later. That's why they call it the graveyard, because they had all these Raise Dead effects, like go fetch a creature from your graveyard, put it back on the battlefield or back in your hand. So what this is doing is that whenever you summon a rat, you get rid of a card from the creatures from your opponent's graveyard. So generally, when we're looking at graveyard effects, we're looking at spent mana, losing spells, and losing action economy. So let's see. So when a rat enters the battlefield, creatures that are players, so this is Lord Skitter, so it's NPC attacking the players or attacking other NPCs. So Skitter, when it summons a rat, is basically what it's saying. Using I'm gonna bold all that. Let's do it like this. While summon swarm active, Let's go look at the Summon Swarm stats first. Let's see what the Summon Swarm actually does. Swarm of rats. Because it's a swarm, so it's going to have some sort of something to it. Swarm. The swarm can occupy another creature's space and vice versa. And the swarm can move through any opening large enough for a tiny rat. The swarm can't regain hit points or gain temporary hit points. Keen smell. Damage resistance. Bite. Huh. Okay. You're taking cards. Taking cards from the graveyard. You're taking away spent resources. Let's see. What level is this? It's a CR what? CR3? CR2? This is... Okay, here's an idea. Whenever summon rats, whenever rats swarm, target loses 1 hit die, resting, unspent, resting hit die. There you go. It's hitting you with a pestilence. So the graveyard effect that we're looking at right now is that it's eating your hit dice. Graveyard eating your graveyard is often represented by spells or mana. And since we're not using any mana specifically here, and all characters have hit dice, then it's, there you go. Whenever you get hit by the swarm of rats, it's going to eat one of your hit dice. I like that. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, create a 1/1 black creature token with this creature can't block. There you go. ETB. There we go. Great timing. ETB, summon rat equals C, summon swarm above. There you go. And that's not a direct effect that the whenever someone swarm deals, yeah, so it's active while the swarm is active. So that works. I'm good with that. Up here, I think the only color mana revision we have is there's a lot of ways menace can be expressed among different creature types. Find one that feels universal, or find a means of scaling in rank 1 to 4. Like 1 equals advantage on initiative. 2 equals gain dash and disengage as bonus action. 3 equals 4 equals question mark profit. No, in all seriousness, this probably feels like cause fear. Advantage, dash, disengage. Oh no, that's not right. That's the skitter effect. Let's see. Gain advantage when attacking one target. While attacking only one target. So you could change your mind later, but then you lose. So your first attack is always going to be with advantage. And then the second attack, if you stay on that same target, retains the advantage. That's actually pretty fucking good. 3 is a cause fear effect. Cause fear until you are hit. No. Cause fear makes you run away until you can't be seen. And let's see. A 4th rank fear effect is how about until save versus fear. Well, the cause fear effect is going to make you run away until you can't see the target anymore. Equals cause fear until can't see you or pass wisdom save. Cause fear must be saved to end. There you go. So normally you can just run away until you can't see them, you're not scared anymore. But at the 4th rank, you remain scared until you can pass a saving throw. Save to end must be saved with disadvantage to end. Whether even can't see, even when they can't see you. There you go. So that's our take on menace for now for creatures like monsters. We got our Sewer King taken care of, so that feels good. Next one's going to be the Snapping Hydra, and we're going to deal with that one next time around. So there you go. That's the end of our MTG session for today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do another 3, maybe 4 of these, depending on how quickly we can dig through stuff. Probably 3. That tends to be our tempo. And do we have enough space here? Good. Cool. So, yeah, we should have 7 left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, apparently there's 9. Apparently we had more than I thought. So 9 to go. So that's going to be 3 sessions. So tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday will probably be done. Which means that we'll be able to loop back around. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing more MTG, Ravnica, Rebel Belt, West March Crawl campaign. So stay tuned. If this stuff is interesting to you guys, I'll be back on tonight doing more artwork in about 5 hours. And then we'll be back tomorrow morning in about 28 hours to do more Spelljammer stuff. We're here Monday through Friday in the mornings, Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays at lunch, Mondays and Thursday nights, and then Saturday morning we have a workbench that we work on stuff too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That's 11 times that I stream per week. So 3, 5. Yeah, that's 11. So yeah, there you go, guys. I will see. Tyler, thanks for swinging by, guy. Anyone else that's lurking out there, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notifications. Love to see you. See you on the other side. Thanks a lot, guys.